3, 2, 1. Happy New Year!
2020, our year of great turnaround. The year where the importance of family and community was emphasized. The voice of equality and justice was intensified, and innovation and adaptability was necessitated. But first, let's take a trip down memory lane when physical gathering was the norm.
Let's go! Change the breaking for my sake. What is the moving for my sake?
The ladies joyfully kicked off the year with dining with Christ. As it is said, it is an evening best experienced than explained. February officially kicks off the start of the year at Royal Connections with our maiden conference, Winds of Change. This year, we declared that Jesus is Lord.
Jesus is Lord. Jesus is Lord. Whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. That means there can be no salvation without the Lordship of Jesus.
And that was the plan we had, to continue the year as planned. But then, there were whispers of a deadly virus spreading. Hands, face, space. And then it came.
The time has now come for us all to do more. From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home.
On the 23rd of March 2020, the United Kingdom went into the first national lockdown. The journey to the unknown began. The journey of something new, something alien to us, and in some ways, something exciting began. What did this mean for the church?
The announcements are very simple, that we shall continue to stream our services live by the grace of God.
Yup, you heard right. Church was brought to the comfort of your homes. Church Unusual, we called it. On the 29th of March at 10 a.m., Royal Connections Church Online began. Locked down but not locked out was the message that kicked off our online journey. The journey into the virtual and online world was a journey we had never experienced before. Due to the lockdown and keeping in line with the government guidelines, we quickly reinvented ourselves and moved all our services online, including our children and youth church. We had our Easter weekend celebration, Marriage Talk Part 1, 2, 3, 4, Royal Men's Fellowship Empowerment Conference, Divine Encounter Weekend, the Royal Women's Fellowship Financial Talk and 2-in-1 Forum, our Women on a Mission Conference, Youth Weekend, Multicultural Day, Worship and Prayer Night, Worship His Majesty, and our Christmas festivities. The month of May, the Millennial Church went through a rebirth. They went into the pandemic as Millennial Church and came out as the Royal Tribe Church. They continued their services online, kicked off their Faith Conversation series, and continued their Connect Group Bible study virtually. In the midst of the fear that loomed around, they encouraged us through a series of teachings tagged Courageous. We started our iBridge services in July, where we welcomed back a limited number of people on site while still catering to our online community. This was an exciting experience and another journey in the new era before we went back into a second lockdown and moved back online in November. We're able to safely have our community and family fun day. For our community, throughout the lockdown period, we provided non-perishable goods, monitoring gifts to Richard House Children's Hospice via the Smile of a Woman Christmas project and the Beautiful Feet initiative for Christmas period, where meals were provided for families in the community. One of the highlights as a church during the first lockdown was the provision of different hangout rooms for our online community to fellowship after the service. Let's not forget Hang Out with PDSO, which occurred from April to August, was a major hit with lunchtime Instagram live conversation with PDSO and numerous guests speaking on topics covering all range of lives activities. Now that was the unique 2020 we had. Unfamiliar words became familiar and part of our dialogue. Social distancing, 2 meters, unprecedented time, mask, isolation, lockdown, restriction, COVID-19, pandemic, sanitizers, support bubble, tier 1, 2, 3, 4, coronavirus, shielding, asymptomatic, follow, subscribe, Microsoft Teams, and of course, Zoom. I think you're on mute. Can anyone see my screen? 2020 has indeed been a year for us all. We cried, we laughed, we danced. We became technical gurus in our own way. Our homes became a studio. We learned how to make use of what we had in our hands, our phones. Our families became our TV crews. But most importantly, we acquired new skills and became more knowledgeable about our surroundings. God helping scientists to come up with vaccines. Testimony of the year is that no member of the church was announced dead. We had 10 births, 2 marriages, multiple testimonies of healing, new home purchases, new jobs and businesses, and so much more. Who would have thought that we could do all of this online and still make an impact? We would like to thank you, and you for being a part of our online journey, for being consistent and bearing with us through our technical issues, for sending in content when requested, and most of all, for continually rooting for the church. In 2021, we don't know what you hold, but we know who holds you, and we come ready, prepared, and hopeful to take you on.